along the front line by Rocky Mountain, but Troy Welker is certainly having a very fine game here today.
This time the Raiders will put Jake Trotter wide left. They'll hand off the ball to Orndorff again inside. That should be enough for the first down as they finally bring him down at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, and this is just what Rangeview wanted to do here in the second half. They have the lead. They get the kickoff. They want to establish control of this game by taking a nice sustained drive right down the field with the second half kickoff. And so far, at least, they're doing just what they wanted to do.
Good run by Jeff Orndorff. Wayne Doris is in the game, but the handoff will fake to Orndorff. Frank Hodge will keep it. Couple of missed tackles by the Lobos, and Hodge will be out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. The flag goes up. We'll see what that one's about. I was just about to say that Wayne Doris came in, part of the shuttle service the second half.
And we may have it's going to be against Rangeview again. Another clipping call.
They've had 3 major penalties that have taken them out of good runs.
Well, it's illegal use of the hands. This year, of course, in high school, Adam, the offensive lineman, can use their hands extended in blocking. But when you push from behind, it's still a penalty.
The only question is that from the position where the flag went down.
That's where it'll be marked off from. It's from the point of the foul. So it's not too bad. Still first down.
Now, the point I was going to make was who else was down there besides Hodge to make the penalty from where the flag is laying, or the referee threw it a long way.
There were a couple of guys over there. It was the kind of penalty that is really unnecessary. Frank Hodge had already picked up a good sizable chunk of real estate. You don't want to do anything dumb to take yourself back from that point. Unfortunately, that's what happens. But still, the Raiders have good position of first down at the 16.
9 minutes remaining in the third quarter. The Raiders trying to do something with their first possession of the second half. The Lobos have not seen the ball in the second half because they did the kicking off. Hodge under center. The handoff to Jake Trotter. Trotter breaks a couple of tackles, and he's back down inside the 10-yard line.
Well, Adam,
they're bring him down at the 6.
They simply have come out here in the second half, and they're just chewing them up along the offensive line. That offensive line right now is playing dominant. They're using their size to advantage, which is something the Rocky Mountain Lobos were concerned with coming into this game. And the offensive line's just taking over right now. There you see good inside seal block by tight end Scott Lowe, number 14. And they're doing it off the right side, off left side primarily.
On second down and 1, Wayne Doris leads Jeff Orndorff into the end zone. Touchdown, Rangeview Raiders. Wayne Doris was part of the shuttle service, and he led Jeff Orndorff through the hole to seal up the block on the middle linebacker. Jeff Orndorff into the end zone.
And good blocking by center Ricardo Martinez, guard Chris Schlagenhoop, along with Frank Hodge.
There's the block by Doris, cutting off of it, Orndorff, touchdown. That drive, 9 plays, 78 yards for the score. Extra point attempt by Scott Lowe. Ball's down, kick is blocked. Well, perhaps they needed a penalty for the 1 yard, and they could have gone for 2. With 8 minutes, 22 seconds remaining, the Rangeview Raiders stretch their lead to 21-6 over the Rocky Mountain Lobos. The Lobos go on offense with the kickoff for the first time in the second half to see if they can answer, which they did an excellent job doing at the end of the first half.
Yeah, this is a key part of the game for the Rocky Mountain Lobos. Obviously, they've fallen behind now by 2 touchdowns. The 1 touchdown that they scored in the first half was, in essence, a kind of defensive breakdown that set them up for that touchdown. So it'll be very interesting to see how they react now after falling behind by 2.
And building on what you were saying, in their first couple of drives in the first quarter, they were down inside the 20. So we'll see if they can bounce back. Number 49, Reggie Stacks, tees it up at the 40-yard line. Deep for the Lobos, number 22, Greg Comer on the far side, and he'll take the kick. And he'll drop it and pick it up at his 5-yard line. They got a return set up right, but he's going to run out of blocking. They're going to pull him down at the 5-yard line.
Yeah, good play by number 31, Travis Smith, on the coverage team.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
He kicked it to the right guy because the return was set up on the right side for the Lobos, and they kicked the ball deep left, and that took care of that one. He couldn't get over there to his wall.
Yeah, there you'll see it. He picks it up. He's running across the field. Travis Smith latches onto him, slows him up, and all that running around netted 2 yards on the return.
On first down and 10, deep in their own territory, the Lobos with the ball. A handoff to, well, they covered him almost as soon as he got the ball. When they unstack, we'll see who's at the bottom of it. He's on, there he is, number 46. Greg Hodson, who's been doing a lot of the carrying for the Lobos in the first quarter, in the first half, gets the call to begin the second half. The shuttle service goes at work again with Pat Litsu and Greg Comer. On second down and 6, the spot is at the 10-yard line for the Lobos. Jay Gallagher, the quarterback. He'll hand the ball off.
Yeah, and
looks like to Larry
Laverne. Dropped in
Laverne.
his tracks by defensive tackle Eric Page, number 63, fought off the block and made the tackle. Short gain.
They're trying to punch the ball out a bit to give Gallagher a little room to throw.
Yeah, expect them to come out throwing on this.
Jay Gallagher, one of the top 5 passers in 4A this year, with over 1,100 yards in the air.
Yeah, last year, Adam, he threw 15 interceptions as a junior. This year, only 6.
Third down and 5. Gallagher's back to pass. Looks out to the right side. Tried to hit number 7, Pat Litsu. Pass falls short and behind the receiver. That'll bring up fourth down. His field position has been critical in this game. And having the kick from his own end zone.
It appears the Raiders are going to get it in good shape.
They sure will. We'll see how well they do. Kicking for the Lobos, number 75, Scott Johnson. He'll be kicking to Waylon Richards on the near side for the Raiders. On the far side, Jeff Orndorff. No rush from the Raiders. Well, Richards has wanted to run one. He's got his hands on it this time. Inside Lobo territory, they'll bring him down at the 44-yard line.
Yeah, about a 10-yard return for Waylon Richards.
He's not afraid to kick to catch those on the run. That's the second one we've seen him do today.
And that has really been a problem area all season, Adam. If you recall, back to previous Raider games, both Jeff Orndorff and Ernest Williams have had trouble at times latching onto those kicks back there.
There's another look at it. Richards with the ball. With a return of about 6-7 yards, the Raiders go on offense, first down and 10 from the 44-yard line of the Lobos. The handoff to Jeff Orndorff. He ran to a wall.
And number 32, Larry Laverne, was there, as well as the number 75, Scott Johnson.
All right, he'll pick up, give him a yard on the play for the effort. 6 minutes, 26 seconds remaining in the third quarter of play. The Raiders lead the Lobos by a score of 21-6. The Raiders with the ball in Lobo territory. On second down, Frank Hodge brings them up. Keeps the ball himself, looks to pass, hits number 14 out of the right side, Scott Lowe. Lowe running a deep slant. He will pick up the first down as the spot will go to the 27-yard line. They'll move the chains. Another drive on for the Raiders.
Yeah, and that's a play that's worked now twice for the Raiders. Quick drop for Frank Hodge, and he just zips the ball down the middle to Scott Lowe, the tight end, who comes off the line and cuts into the middle, and we have a man down, and I believe that may well be Frank Hodge.
Hodge was surrounded by the enemy when he threw the ball. They were there. They were there, and he got the pass away, and a good pass at that.
That is Frank Hodge.
Sure is. Well, he'll rest the play.
And we'll see number 7, David Kimbley, come into the lineup. David last year saw a lot of action as Frank Hodge was injured a lot of 1987, but this year Hodge has taken virtually every snap when the game has still been on the line. So Kimbley really does not have much experience this season under the center.
Of the kind of line and backs he has, if he can hand off, they'll take care of it, which is exactly what he does. Gives it to Jake Trotter behind the block of Jeff Orndorff. Trotter will pick up 3, maybe 4 yards as they attend to quarterback Frank Hodge on the sidelines.
Well, unless something happens drastic